Tonight, the city of Troy officially kicks off the Christmas season.
Plus, do you know when your finals are? Stay tuned. TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
From the high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Nightly News for December 4th, 2012. I'm Rachel Scarborough.
And I'm Deatra Montgomery. Thanks for joining us this evening. Well, it seems Santa Claus took an early trip to the city of Troy last night for his annual Christmas parade and tree lighting. Christina Cook has the story.
Jingle bells, Santa Claus, Christmas trees, and family filled downtown Troy Monday night for its annual Christmas parade.
We are celebrating Christmas. Christmas is a great time for families and everyone to get together, and we'd like to showcase downtown Troy, which is the heart of our community. The parade this year, the theme was Lights and Sounds of Christmas, and we did that because we have just gotten all new Christmas decorations. We're very proud of it, and we thought we did great this year.
And with the parade getting everyone into the Christmas spirit, it seemed the lighting of the Christmas tree was just the right way to end the night and get everyone into the Christmas season. Are you excited for Christmas to come?
Yes.
Did this parade get you excited for Christmas?
Yes. I love the lights on the floats. Probably the elf train and the band. The lights.
The big star on the top.
We love Santa Claus.
What's your favorite part of the Christmas tree?
The star.
The star?
Uh-huh.
That's your favorite part too? And according to some Troy residents, with the parade ending in the downtown square area, it helped highlight some local businesses in the city of Troy.
We actually went into Cotton Creek right before we lined up and sat on the curb. So yeah, I think this is a great location.
It gives everybody a chance to come down, and all the businesses are open. Gives them an opportunity to shop locally, which is very important. And this is one of the things that's a draw to a small community, is having a local town square that you can come and have these kind of events and just enjoy being part of a community.
Christina Cook, Troy, TrojanVision News.
There are 21 days left until Christmas, but Troy University students get to celebrate a little early as they get out for Christmas break on December the 12th. And one thing stands between students and the Christmas break, and that's exams.
That's right, Deatra, and those exams start on Thursday, December 6th and run through Wednesday, December 12th. And here's a look at this semester's final exam schedule. Starting with Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes, if your class is at 8 a.m., your exam will be Thursday morning at 8 a.m. 9 a.m. classes will have their exams Friday at 11 a.m. 10 o'clock classes will be Monday at 2 p.m. 11 o'clock class exams will be Tuesday at 8 a.m. Noon classes will take their exams Thursday at 2 p.m.
Friday at 5 p.m. is the time for classes that are held at 1 o'clock. 2 o'clock classes are Monday at 8 a.m. 3 o'clock classes are Tuesday at 11 a.m. And finally, Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes begin at 4 p.m. Your exam is Thursday at 11 a.m.
And now for Tuesday, Thursday classes. If your class meets at 8:30 a.m., your exam will be Friday at 8 a.m. 10 o'clock classes will have their exam Monday at 11 a.m.
11:30 classes are Tuesday at 2 p.m. 1 o'clock classes are Thursday at 5 o'clock. 2:30 classes are Friday at 2 p.m. And 4 o'clock classes exams are Monday at 5 p.m. Special exams for all periods are scheduled for Wednesday, the 5th at 8 a.m. or 11 a.m.
And of course, if any students have any questions about the date or time of any of their exams, they should ask the class instructor.
For aspiring authors getting published for the first time, the Rubicon is one way students can launch their career, but last night, the publication had its first of its own. Troy University's Rubicon has just released their Student Literary Journal of Fall 2012. But this year they celebrated the release with their first ever launch party at Studio 116 in Burnage, Alabama.
We've not done this before. We've been printing the Rubicon for about, I think, our 4th year now. But this is the first time that we've actually done the launch party.
But this party had some guests that were new to the Rubicon organization.
It marks the first time that it has been a collaboration between the Department of Art and Design and the Department of English. We used stories and poems from the Rubicon as kind of a starting point for illustrations.
Many students had a chance to read out loud as well as talk to the illustrators on what inspired their artwork from the writing.
I want to express my emotion, how I was feeling at the time. And at the time, the poem that I read, I could honestly relate to it.
It's very to the point because things change. They don't always stay the same. Being able to let things go and to look forward to new things coming.
The event was open to anyone from the university, and no matter the classification or department you are a part of, all students are encouraged to join the organization.
It's a great outlet for students to put their work out there. This year we have artwork and poetry and prose, and there's really nowhere else in Troy that you can put that for students.
You don't have to be at Troy. You can be in Dothan, Montgomery. For all we care, you can be in Malaysia or somewhere. It's just, the idea is to encourage student participation.
Rubicon hopes to continue to have events like this in the upcoming semester.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. In Russellville, a judge has delayed the trial of a Northwest Alabama educator accused of having sex with a student. 30-year-old Kimberly Bynum was set to go on trial in December on a charge of being a school employee engaged in sex with a student younger than 19. A court has now delayed the case until February 4th. Bynum taught math at Vena High School in Franklin County.
And in Montgomery, the parents of a University of South Alabama freshman who was shot to death by campus police are suing over his death. An attorney for relatives of Jill Collar says the 18-year-old freshman never touched the officer and the shooting never should have happened.
And in Maplesville, a fifth-generation Chilton County farmer has been elected president of the Alabama Farmers Federation. Officials Monday announced Jimmy Parnell will serve a 2-year term as president. Parnell raises cattle and runs a timber business with his father and 2 younger brothers.
Still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News. Coming off a loss to Western Kentucky, the women's basketball team is traveling to Florida for a game tonight. Justin McNally will give us details later in sports.
But first, one of the nation's most famous landmarks is closed for the holiday and maybe longer. We'll have that story and more after the break.
Liberty after the superstorm. I'm Randall Pinkston with a look at the damage coming up.
Come on, let's go.
Hey, hi, what's your name? You live around here? You're pretty. Where are you guys going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going?
Guess it's about time to get you fixed, sweetie.
Your pets will start getting noticed sooner than you think. Accidental litters lead to millions killed in shelters each year. Help prevent more. Fix at month 4.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now for a look at what's happening across the nation and around the world, we'll go to Rachel Scarborough at the Global News Desk. Rachel.
Thanks, Deontra. President Obama says to avoid the fiscal cliff, taxes must go up for the wealthiest Americans, and Republicans still say no deal. Governors from both parties are urging them to find a compromise. Daniel Nottingham has the latest from Washington.
Republican and Democratic governors left the White House concerned about the consequences of going over the fiscal cliff.
The idea that taxes on so many middle-class Americans could go up at the beginning of the year if something isn't done is something that could really negatively impact the economies in all of our states.
President Obama invited the governors to Washington to put pressure on lawmakers. Wisconsin's Republican Governor Scott Walker said they didn't come to back a specific proposal. They came to push for a deal.
No, a lot of times in our states these decisions get made at crunch time, and hopefully the same will happen here.
The governors also came here to Capitol Hill to let lawmakers know the states want to be a partner in tackling the nation's debt.
The states are willing to share the sacrifice. We don't want to take it all, but we're willing to do our part.
House Republicans and the White House both have offers on the table. But speaking to Bloomberg Television Tuesday, the president once again drew a line in the sand on taxes.
We're going to have to see the rates on the top 2%
go up. And we're not going to be able to get a deal without it.
Republicans are just as adamant that Bush-era tax cuts must be extended for all Americans.
So I would hope the president would turn off the campaign. Congratulations, you had a great victory. And let's get serious about dealing with this deficit and debt.
House Speaker John Boehner says the president has an obligation to deliver a proposal that can pass Congress. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Washington.
Public schools in Clay County, Tennessee are closing the rest of the week because of a flu outbreak. Health officials say flu season is already in full swing earlier than usual, and this year's main strain can be very severe. Inez Ferre reports from New York.
If you haven't had your flu shot yet, now is the time. Health officials say this is the earliest start of the flu season in nearly a decade. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Texas are all reporting higher than normal numbers of cases.
We usually see flu begin to have an uptick in about 4 to 6 weeks from now. So seeing it this early could well predict not only a longer but a more severe flu season.
Federal health officials say the most common strain this year tends to make people sicker than usual, but they are encouraged because this year's vaccine seems to protect against it.
An estimated 112 million Americans, more than a third of the nation, have already received their flu shots. The vaccine is recommended for everyone 6 months or older.
People who are very young, very old, or who have health problems are at greatest risk, but the flu can knock anyone out of work or school for a week or so.
A high fever, a sore throat, a cough, and body aches. Those tend to be the main symptoms.
This year's strain is particularly hard on the elderly, but 70-year-old Noel Jeffrey isn't concerned.
I believe in preventative medicine, so I get the flu shot every single year, and I've never had a flu.
Okay.
He says there's no reason everyone shouldn't get vaccinated. Inez Ferre for CBS News, New York.
It's a sad and lonely time for one of New York's most famous landmarks. The Statue of Liberty survived Superstorm Sandy, but the island she lives on is so badly damaged it's not safe for visitors. Randall Pinkston got up close for a final look.
Arriving at the Statue of Liberty after Sandy, Park Superintendent David Luchsinger had a bittersweet moment.
She still was standing there. She was still proud and defiant. It was incredible.
Lady Liberty survived without damage, but at her feet it was a different story. Waves and storm surge flooded 75% of the island, wrecking the dock and critical infrastructure.
In the history of the National Park Service Incident Management System, this is the largest incident we've ever had to respond to.
Seagrass marks where the water crashed ashore, destroying boilers, sewage pumps, and electrical systems.
That little house on the corner, that's mine.
Superintendent Luchsinger lived here full-time with his wife, a setting he called both romantic and emotional. Their home is destroyed.
The water level reached about here. Most of the damage on Liberty Island will be repaired, but this home probably will not be rebuilt.
Probably not. These buildings are not sustainable. With sea level rise and global warming, it doesn't make sense.
At the concession stand, the flood destroyed 80% of the inventory. The owner had to lay off his workers while the island remains closed to the public.
We're thinking weeks or months.
Optimistically, I would say months. I would not say weeks.
The storm hit just one day after the statue's crown reopened following a year-long renovation. For now, New York's millions of visitors will have to admire it from a distance. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, New York.
And that wraps things up from the Global News Desk. To see more stories from across the country and around the world, such as how one actress says her acting days are coming to an end, you can tune in to TrojanVision Global News right after the nightly news. Now back to you, Deatra.
Thanks so much, Rachel. Now Justin McNally joins us with sports. So Justin, the basketball teams aren't getting off as great of a start as they want to or wish to, but the women's basketball team has a chance to redeem themselves, right?
That's right. The women's team has a big game coming up tonight in Gainesville against the Florida Gators. Little non-conference action, into the conference schedule, but I'll get to that matchup and more here in sports. Okay. While it was not the start to the season they wanted, the women's basketball team is still doing some things right. They're scoring a lot of points, shooting well from the field, and taking most games down to the wire. However, their 1-5 record does not reflect any of this, and the road to get back on track does not get any easier as they are traveling to Gainesville today to take on the Florida Gators. Even though the Gators are coming off 2 straight losses, Coach Shanda Rigby understands how difficult tonight's matchup is going to be.
It's going to be a tough fight. They're strong in areas that we're weak in. So, you know, our mind was totally on Western Kentucky, but now we got to go back in the office and break down Florida and try to find a way to find a weakness and attack them.
Are getting ready for the game as we speak. Tip-off for the game tonight will be at 7 o'clock. And we all remember the Mississippi State basketball game here at the Trojan Arena. You know, the first game at Trojan Arena? The one where Emil Jones hit the game-winning shot? Well, if it's not ringing a bell by now, maybe this will help. Emil Jones has the ball with 8 seconds remaining and takes a couple dribbles and pulls up from the free throw line and drains it nothing but net with 1.6 seconds remaining on the clock to seal the victory for the Trojans. Well, the game this past Saturday against Western Kentucky had the same down-to-the-wire moment, but it did not work out in the Trojans' favor. The Trojans tried to work the ball down for the final shot and either tie the game or send it to overtime. However, the play the Trojans drew up did not work out, and Antoine Myers had to throw up a shot before time ran out. Head coach Don Maestri talks about the game plan to try to let Emil Jones be the hero once more.
We were trying to get the ball in Hunter Williams' hands and have him turn the corner, and thinking that Emil Jones' man would help off and we could kick it to Emil, and Emil could take the last shot. He's one of our guys who can make shots under pressure.
The Trojans have some time off before they hit the court this Saturday to take on Utah State. The game is set to begin at 7 o'clock in Trojan Arena. Well, even though Trojan football is over, that does not mean football season has to be done. And as all the bowl commercials say, it is now the most wonderful time of the year. That's right, it's bowl season, and there are a record 4 Sun Belt teams in a bowl game this year. So let's talk about the matchups. In the R&L Carriers Bowl, it will feature 8-4 Louisiana Lafayette against Conference USA runner-up East Carolina. The matchup will take place on December 22nd at 11 o'clock on ESPN. Western Kentucky will be the next Sun Belt team in a bowl as they will be taking on Central Michigan in the Little Caesars Bowl. That game will be the day after Christmas at 2 o'clock, also on ESPN. Louisiana Monroe will end its tremendous season against Central Michigan in the Advocare V100 Independence Bowl. The Bobcats and the Warhawks will play December 28th on ESPN at 1 o'clock. And the Sun Belt champion Arkansas State Red Wolves will play in the final bowl game for the Sun Belt. They will travel to Mobile to play in the GoDaddy.com Bowl against number 25 Kent State. The game will be played on January 6th at 8 o'clock, also on ESPN. So as you see, Deatra, Rachel, big season, coming up, big bowl season coming up for the Sun Belt. But in other news, Arkansas State's head coach, Gus Malzahn, goes back to Auburn. So don't know how that will handle for Arkansas State into their bowl game. But, we wish all the Sun Belt teams the best of luck.
We definitely do. And we hope that the women's team can hopefully redeem themselves tonight. So thank you so much, Justin.
All right, no problem.
Thank you. Coming up on Troy TrojanVision Nightly News, we'll learn how Troy University's Alumni Association will offer up some holiday cheer.
But first, though the calendar says it's December, the weather is feeling more like spring. What can we expect for the rest of the week tomorrow?
We are expecting to see some rain and possibly a chance of thunderstorms. But I have that and more coming up next in weather.
Can I have $1? Yeah, it's right. I think my purse is upstairs on the bed. It's not here. Check the dining room. No. What about your sister's room? It's not there either. The upstairs closet? The downstairs closet? There are no more closets.
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
I decided I wanted to go back to graduate school. And I was looking for a college that would be able to accommodate shift work and family life, and the Troy schedule fit in very well with my lifestyle.
On campus or online, Troy offers you in-demand degrees sought after by the law enforcement community. Troy University. It's all you need to know.
My name is Stephanie Birch. I'm a Deputy Chief of Police, and having that degree from Troy is what allowed me to be who I am today.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now Jamarlo Phillips joins us with weather.
So, Jamarlo, I was walking out on the quad today, and a lot of people were dressed in shorts. This is not the weather we typically think of when we're thinking of the 1st of December.
Well, yes, Rachel, those warm temperatures are definitely going to stick around, but for the rest of the week, we're expecting to see some rain and possibly a chance of thunderstorms, like I said before, but I'll get to more of that right now. But first, let's take a look at our campus snapshot. Taking a look at our campus snapshot across Bibb Graves. We're going into our current conditions. Our skies right now are cloudy, temperature coming in at 73 degrees, dew point at 50 degrees, humidity at 44%, barometer reading 30.22 inches and rising, with our winds coming from the south at about 4 miles per hour. Taking a look at today's stats, today we were able to see a high of 78 degrees, very warm in our area, a low of 49 degrees. There was no rain. Sun rose this morning at 6:28 a.m. and has set at 4:39 p.m. Taking a look at our temperatures from around the state, we can see that in Mobile, we're experiencing about 71 degrees. Going eastward into the Huntsville, 67 degrees with cloudy skies, as well as Birmingham, cloudy skies with a high 66 degrees. Montgomery is sitting at 74 degrees. And in our area, we're sitting at 73 degrees. Going to Phoenix City, 71, and Dothan as well, 71 degrees. Going into our temperatures across the United States, we can see that, again, in the southeast, we're still experiencing those very warmer temperatures ranging from the mid-60 to low 70-degree temperatures. But taking a look towards the north, we can see they are experiencing very cool temperatures in those areas, temperatures around the mid-40 all the way down to the low 20s to low 20s, even to the teens. Going into our current temperatures in our area, we can see that in Birmingham, we're experiencing 68 degrees, down in Mobile, 73 degrees, going down to the Florida area, Jacksonville, 73, Tampa, 79, very warm in that area. Taking a look at our departure from normal, we can see that in our area, we're experiencing about an 18 to 15 degree increase than what we've been seeing in the past few days. And as we take a look at our current surface map, we can see that we have a few high-pressure systems across the United States right now, as well as a cold front down in the Texas area. It's going northward up into the Louisiana, as well as low-pressure systems as well, as with some with a few showers as well. Taking a closer look into our area, we can see that, again, this cold front as well as this low-pressure system will be pushing into our area where we may be experiencing rain maybe in the next 24 to 48 hours. Going into our precipitation forecast for the next 48 hours, we will be experiencing maybe under a quarter of an inch of rain, nothing too severe, maybe a shower here and there, so definitely just be on the lookout for that. Taking a look at Wednesday's forecast, we can see that rain will stick around in our area. Going into Thursday, that rain will have moved out of our area, going into the Carolinas and the Florida area. Taking a look at Friday's forecast, our area will be clear, and going into Saturday, that rain will come back, and maybe for Sunday and going into next week, we may be experiencing rain or a few showers going into the following week. But taking a look at tonight's forecast, tonight we'll be experiencing partly cloudy skies with a chance of thunderstorms, winds coming from the west-southwest at about 2 miles per hour with a low of 52 degrees. Going into tomorrow's forecast, tomorrow will be much more of like what we have tonight. Few showers, isolated thunderstorms, winds coming from the west-southwest at about 3 miles per hour with a high of 76 degrees. Going into our 4-day forecast, taking a look at Wednesday. Wednesday will have that chance of thunderstorms with a high of 76 and a low of 49. Going into Thursday, we'll have a high of 76 with mostly sunny skies. Friday and Saturday, we'll have those partly cloudy skies, high of 73 on Friday and a high of 78 on Saturday. So, Rachel, Deatra, those warm temperatures are definitely going to stick around, but we do need to be worried about those showers that we may be experiencing the next 48 hours.
Okay, thank you so much. So have a jacket and umbrella handy.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marla.
Thank you.